Hi guys, this is Heidi Stitching Faye back with the Flosstube Extra with the WIP 2023 WIP Parade continuation. I'm not sure it's the third part or the second part, depends how I'm gonna put the other one. I have another 30-minute video that I done the same day, but I haven't posted it, and I'm gonna do this. I might just put them together or separate. It depends. Depends on the timing of how long it takes for me to talk and show the rest of my primitives and stuff. It's not the fancy ladies, it's the continuation of this one. I will put title it if I have the fancy ladies so people will know what they are seeing. That's it. I'm assuming you guys already watched the first or second part. I'm just gonna jump in and continue showing the rest of my works in progress that I have not yet shown. And I have two buckets, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about it. I'm just gonna pick up whatever. There is no dates. I have not organized it. I just grab whatever I have. So some are new. I have started before, shown it like before the Flosstube. Some are new starts. The one, this one is Kathy Barrick, and it's called Garden Vegetables. And I'm stitching 40 count vintage country mocha. And I started it 2023, and so far I just done this lovely lady, and I am doing with the DMC, even though the pattern calls for DMC and the silks, but I think DMCs look amazing and I like it. This is something that I want to pick up, but so for more spring feeling, I don't know. I say that, but sometimes middle of the summer I want to stitch Christmas or Halloween, or when it's Christmas I want to stitch spring. So it depends the mood. Let's not show patterns. Which one am I showing? I have both of these books in the same bag, but I think the one I'm stitching is this one, which is souvenir. It's from the book of the souvenirs of the summer, and the pattern is, I cannot find the name. This is the one. I'm not finding the picture or the pattern. I guess I was just cross stitching like it's really early in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I have the time. Well, one of the kids is sleeping, the other one is already left. Why not just start? So this is 32 count Richard almond, something almond. And I'm doing hand dyed by my own floss. This is I'm doing the other half on Early Americans. So there was extra fabric left, this much. I decided to do this one because I like how Early Americans look the same fabric color. So I figured that this is gonna look amazing too. This is a start, then which is I'm starting from the bottom, like over here. Do I have anything else started here? I think that's the only start I have in this bag. But the both books, I'm keeping them together, and the floss colors, because I think they share a lot of similarities, the floss color wise. So I do wanna stitch them with the same floss, the hand dyed floss, but I already picked for one. I want to use for both. This is with dyed needle and thread Brenda Gervais, Every Opening Flower. It's a 2023 release. When the moment I saw, I bought it, and I'm using 36 count Winter Brew R&R reproduction, which is the called for fabric, which is surprising for me to do it. Usually I do not use the called for fabrics. I do that, yeah. But instead of using the called for floss, I'm using Vicky Clayton silks. See, I still try to change something. I started it really good, but I think I got distracted with other stuff. This is also, and I do see variegation. Like when I saw the greens, I thought they were very similar, but I did a little bit of I was careful cutting the lighter sides for this area, darker sides this one, but I managed to have that variegation. And the Vicky Clayton silks, I am keeping it this way. I do want to stitch more on this one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it now because of the winter stitching, but I wanna collect it on the side in case I feel like stitching on that one. Oh, this one is fun one. I'm not sure why it's not finished. It's Candy Cane Lane by WIP Needle and Thread again, and it is I'm stitching 32 count natural linen. I just started it this year, and I have it, I believe, up to here. I just need this much done, so this I'm hoping before the Christmas it will be finished. I have not seen a lot of people stitch this pattern, but I think it's beautiful. Oh, actually, I started from the bottom and I'm going up. It's the opposite what I said. So I'm going like this instead of top to bottom. I'm doing bottom to top. Let me see. And it's on 32 count, a linen, 2/2. I am using hand-dyed floss, but from my own stash. More than half is done. So I'm gonna, since it's a Christmas time and this is a Christmas topic, I'm gonna put it on the side to see if I can finish that and get it out of my stash, which I don't mind to have it. This one, I don't have the paper. I do. It's Artful Offerings, and it is Patriotic Pinwheel Parade. I'm doing 40 count vintage country mocha, and I started it this summer, around 4th of July, not exactly, but yeah. Oh, I know, I had the visit to Seattle because I stopped by that Seattle cross stitch shop and I got the floss from there. What is it called? It's a little bit suburb of Seattle. There was a cross stitch shop. I made my family drive there, but they had a very nice antique shop other side of the street too. So it's a 1 or 2 days of stitching only. Let me see. I'm using cold for flosses, except the one for the rabbit. I'm using the Silks for You silk that I have. The cold one is 930, which I'm gonna use it on the pinwheels over here, 930 DMC. But for the clothes, I thought a little bit variegation will be fun, to make it fun for me to stitch. So it's Artful Offerings, Patriotic Pinwheel. I've been working on and off this one, Twin Peak Primitives, Winter Blessings. And I am not stitching this part. I'm stitching up to here. I'm almost done. This is also on my plans to finish because I'm very close. I'm putting the note card next on top of the cover sheet, but it's a very strong magnet. This is on 32 count toasted almond ritual linen, and I have this much done. I made a little bit of a counting error over here, so I'm a little bit further to the strand, so I have to cut down a little bit of the tree branch. But most of the all of the lady is done, so I need to do the snow and what else? Another bunny and the snow, that's it. And some snowflakes. So finish the tree, go all this way, and second bunny looks that way, and bring up the one line of border and couple of snowflakes, and she is done. It's 32 count DMC, 2/2, 2 floss over 2 fabric floss. Let's see. Yeah, I started this one a couple of years ago, but I'm loving it, but for some reason I keep on stalling on it because everybody comes up with the beautiful designs, so I keep on getting distracted. All forest embroidery, it's Atlantis. So this one comes like 3 different patterns, or you can buy it as one as a kit, and it comes with the 3 beautiful needle minders, and I got the whole kit, so it came with the floss and the fabric, which is 32 counts Zweigart Murano. They pre-cut and they send you like this. I'll just show you how long it's gonna be. And it is gorgeous. Why I'm slowing down, I don't know. The floss is gorgeous. It's really beautiful design. The floss variegation and everything. So another one that most likely right now is not pulling me because I do want to stitch more reds, greens, holidays, but I really do want to work on this one. I haven't worked on it for a year or 2. It might have been 2 years, so I'm not abandoning it, but need to put some stitches on that one too. This one I saw Brenda finish this. I loved it, so I picked up and I started it, but I haven't given a proper attention as it needs to, but I think I will. I just put a start, and it is on a 40 count extrude design, light hazelnut. I'm trying to give the closest look for the stitches, and DMC floss, called for DMC floss. So I'm not changing anything, I'm just using the DMCs, and it's gonna be, this is as big as it's gonna get, and I have a bigger fabric. It's gonna get up to here or something like that. So it's really tiny project, and I am hoping to put some stitches there. I did work on this one this year pretty good. Plum Street Samplers, and it's Heritage Sampler. I'm working with the called for floss, which is surprising. Am I working with the called for fabric? I'm doing 40 count vintage country mocha, but I think the one they are asking is 36 count Old Town Blend R&R reproduction or vintage exemplars. Well, those are the 2 options, but I'm using vintage country mocha. I think I could not get those fabrics. That was the reason at that time. Plus I'm using I'm gonna stitch all 3 of them, and I wanted to have a matching fabric. I have there's 3 of this set came up, and this is the first one. I do have the other 2. It's a lot of stitching. This is all 1/1. Love those guys. So this summer I really worked on it, but for now I just want to show the small 1/1s. But I do want to leave this aside for the summer. I do like stitching patriotic, but not right now. I think last year, 2022 she came out with the 3rd set, and those were with the 3 ladies. This is a new one, When Pumpkins Glow. And I'm using again with a 40 count vintage country mocha. I started it when I received it with the hand-dyed floss, but it's not called for. And this is the size. This is as much the size will be. So I work this side and I'm going this way. Yeah, the guy. So I finished everything over here and I worked on his pants. So I'm gonna go over here. I might work on it a little bit, I might not, I'm not sure yet. And it's on 40 count, 1/2. So this is relatively pretty new start for me because it's a new release. Would have been nice if the new release I could stitch this year and finish it, but I'm not gonna pressure myself because it's supposed to be fun, not a, oh, this is not a start. It's just a pattern. This one is the Beekeeper. Oops. Plum Street Samplers. I did start and worked on it this summer. Yeah. And I'm working with 36 count Winter Brew Linen R&R reproduction. This was my surprise comfort pleasure start. It really is fun. I don't know if it's the design combination with the fabric, but I really enjoyed it. Let me see. Okay, this way it looks better. It is hand-dyed floss, but I'm using from my own stash again. I might have used 1 or 2 called for, but if I didn't have it, I got it from my stash. Another fun design. I'm doing good. Oh, this is also I accidentally put some kits with the starts. This one is Prairie Schooler, and I finished this one, and I'm working on this one. I did work last with a few floss tubes, weather-wise. So I'm working on this one, and I finished the house. And this is the finished one, and this is the works in progress. I'm working on 32 count vintage country mocha, and if you guys noticed it, I am using a lot of vintage country mocha. I do like this fabric. I do consistency of the fabric, you know, the colors and stuff. Some people like it, some don't. I do. I have it on 36 counts, 40 count, and 32, not 28. I don't like this on 28 because it gets too loose, the weave, and the stitches don't look good, but I'm good with the 32 count. So this is Prairie Schooler, weather-wise. I do feel it's more autumny fall design because of the coloring, but you can stitch any season. One of my favorites, Little House Needleworks, Kringles. I'm doing one room at a time, so last 2 times I worked on this too. It's a relatively new restart. So next time I pick up, I'm gonna use for this. I am using, first I started with 36 count. I did not like it. This time around, I'm using 40 count. What is the name of the fabric? I'm using cold for floss, which is, I think, designer dyes her own floss. And it is 40 count linen amber waves extrude design. Light. We're chasing the light. Hopefully it shows. Last time I started here. Second room, we finished it. It was this. I'm gonna work on this. The only difference is for the metallic, it's asking me to use, well, asking the stitcher to use one strand of metallic, one strand of cotton floss, but because I'm doing with the 40 count, I'm just using the one strand of metallic without blending in with the one strand of hand dyed floss. This also needs some attention. Summer start. So I think this batch I got it was back of my pile. That's why they are mostly summer starts and summer stitches. Just none, and it is Freedom Flowers. I am working with the suggested cuff. I think they suggested white linen, yeah, 32 count white linen. And the reason is it has a beads and it has charms and it has 1/1. So if I go very small, first I won't be able to put any of the beads or the charm. And this is, the butterflies are 1/1. And it says whole bunch of specialty stitches. Oops. Again, it's beautiful DMC floss, whatever is called for. DMC floss, this is the summer stitch, so I am putting it aside and I'll pick up 2024 summer. It's a band kind. It's not a big one, but just now, even though they are small, it has a lot of stitches, and sometimes you need the concentration to stitch just nouns. Oh, the acorns. Prairie Schooler, book number 65, acorns. And it gives you at the end how to finish it. So for that reason, I had to use, oops, pardon, my goodness. 32 count. So I am not using cold for fabric, but I am using 32 count. And the reason is because if I need to finish it with this given pattern, I need to use their suggested color. I have enough space to finish it. And the fabric, I measured it, I can fit 3 of them. So this is Prairie Schooler acorns. Which one is this? Oh yeah. This is the, I think I'm working on this one. Thanksgiving comes again. Prairie Schooler again. I'm working on the big one. And the fabric I'm using is 32 count. Silver Moon Belfast linen Zweigart. I did work on my last video quite a bit, so the bottom is finished. And I think I can work more because even though I feel Christmassy, but Thanksgiving, we have 1 more week for Thanksgiving, or we have at least a couple of 10 plus days for Thanksgiving, so I do want to work on it. This set paper is Northumberland, a sampler house, IA 1812. This is also a new start, not last time, but a restart. I should not say new start. It's a restart. I changed the fabric to 40 count old sheep linen by XQ Design. I'm working with a DMC floss, but it has a lot of specialty stitches. Surprisingly, this is a really fast stitch. I am enjoying how smoothly it is going. When I pick up, I do work on it quite a bit. What is this? Have I worked on it? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, it is. This is the gift a friend, a viewer gave me. So I'm using her gift, this project bag. And I'm working on Blackbird Designs Loose Feather, summer, autumn, and winter. There's no spring, and I'm doing all three of them together. Although we can do it separately, but I decided to do them together on 40 count aged linen by Color and Cotton. It's beautiful, beautiful linen. I'll first show the design. And I finished the autumn. It says summer, autumn, winter. Now next I'm gonna work the winter. The last I'm gonna work for summer. I'm using for cold for floss 1/2. I don't have enough light. I thought in the morning I'm gonna have more light in here to show the fabric's color, contrast to white. This is the fabric color, and it really works for all 3 seasons. Really beautiful design. And I'm totally done, everything, including 2 small ones that comes with the pattern. I finished it last time. So this book is entirely finished. Next time around, I'm gonna pick up. We'll do this, but I'm eyeing to do this one too because of these tiny roses. I'll see if I can find extra fabric. And for summer, we'll wait for summer. Yeah. So this is, even though it's a finish, it's also a WIP because I need 2 more seasons to work on in this project. And this is Blackbird Design Loose Feathers. I think I moved the table again. Mary Montage Needlework Press. And I'm working with DMC again, but I'm using 40 count 90s Nirvana needle on flax. This is one of my favorite designs, and because it's easy to stitch. And this is how much I have so far, and that's it, the border. This is the size of it. Not a big design. Really enjoyable. Once I get to that girl with the red dress, will be fun. And Needlework Press is the design, and this is also a restart. I started it and restarted it. Sometimes when I choose, I think the fabric color is excellent and I'm gonna like it, but once I start stitching, I'm really not feeling it. That's why I have restarts. I'd rather stitch on something I'm happy than force myself to stitch that I'm not gonna enjoy. Prairie Schooler, Good Saint Nick. I'm working on the big one, but I do wanna work on the other Saint Nick's too. And the bottom part entirely is done. Like this is done. In this one, I'm gonna make exception and I'm gonna stitch the border. I usually Prairie Schooler, I skip the borders. And I'm working 32 count linen, hand-dyed linen by Kitten Stitchers, Sons brand, Graham brand, but I don't know the name of it. This is a new start. I've been trying to start 32 count. I did not like the coverage, so lately I started it again. What is it, the fabric? I do have the name of it. pardon. 40 count linen stone gray. I think it's a vigil fabric. And I've been working on this one too. That's why you see a needle. Yeah, that's the true color. I'm trying to count everything because inside is the same color. I just need to fill it in. So I'm just finishing the skirt and I'm gonna go fill it up whenever I have chance. This fabric is easy to stitch in hand if you're in hand stitcher because it is a little bit rough. No, that's not the right word. It's not soft, so you can hold in your hands and it will not fall apart. So easy to stitch in hand, like if you go to appointments or stuff that you cannot use hoops on stuff, hoops or Q-snaps. Oh, this is a whole collection. I've been meaning to start it, but if I don't put the first stitches, I'll never start. I'll show the first two that I started it. They are all Stacy Nash primitives, and this is Whitaker, and this is Jenny. I started this too, but the same fabric. I'm gonna put Paisley, I'm gonna put Scarlet, and Harrison. I have all of those, and I'll show you why I'm showing them together. I thought they were all the same size. They are not. I made a mistake with these two, but I think I can fix it, and as I go other ones, I have to be mindful that they are not all same size. So this is the snowman. See how small it is? I just outlined it, so whenever I don't have time to look up the pattern, I can pick up and just go filling in. I assumed all the patterns are the same size. So Jenny, I kind of measured it and I stitched it this way, but then I realized Jenny is taller than the Whitaker. Oh, I'm using a hand-dyed floss, very highly variegated, because I wanted her dress to have some kind of color variegation so I don't get bored. This is Jenny. So I have two, I need 4 more. I think there's elephant one too, but I don't have that. Elephant and snail. I think the same group has the elephant and the snail. This is one of the patterns I've been working for lately. A Wavy Ride by Blackbird Design. And I have, I added it actually since last time I showed you guys. I added the 2 of the flowers, the tree and the flower pot, and outline the house and the windows. I am using Colt 4 floss with a 36 count, 40 count linen extrude design Halloween pumpkin 1/2. Like I mentioned at last video, it's a beautiful Halloween fabric, and I'm using for 2 designs, and I'm really enjoying the color. It's extrude design. I did get it from Kitten Stitcher, but I think you can get from her eBay shop too. It depends where you want to buy it, but it is available, her fabrics. With the same fabric, Halloween pumpkin, I also worked on Not Forgotten Farm, the Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom. And first I was doing with the murky 40 count. I was struggling, so abandoned that one, and I restarted it one or two videos ago, and I've been working on this one. So last time he was not here. This is all progress. It's a lot of filling in, but looks amazing. Oh, I am changing the hand dyed floss for the pants, jacket, and the hat. It asks for DMC, but I'm changing it to hand dyed to give a little bit variegation, because I think he'll benefit from that, in my opinion. Let's see. This is newer start. It's not newer, because I've shown it before. Victorian charm. It's a regular dimension kit, and I am using everything that is with the kit. I decided to go with it. I'm really enjoying stitching this house. No back stitching so far. So I'm just stitching as is. I will, after I finish the first half of the house, which is this part, like right now I'm here. This is the middle. So once I finish this part, I'm gonna outline it, back stitch it, but I'm not gonna do the French knots. Those are all French knots, because they're gonna get squished. French knots, I will do it at the end, or if I see I'm getting bored with it, I might just get a white seed bead and use that. And one more start. There was a time, like last week, I had a lot of waiting to do and not much I could do about it. So I start a couple of things to work on. And this is Princess, it's a kit to Princess line. It's from the Lady and the Unicorn line, and this is the touch. It says in French. I'm assuming this is a French company, or writing is in French. I am using kid fabric, kid floss. Is it like this? Give me a minute, people. Yeah. So this is the unicorn's head. Oh no, this way. Okay, that's why I'm confused. This is the lady's hand. This is the unicorn's head. This is the unicorn, and I'm working on her dress. I think this is the bottom of the design. I tried to get the entire unicorn head and the unicorn, so I have recognize where I'm working. Even though this is not sampler, I am putting it with a sampler category because it reminds me of the Scarlet Letter designs. Some of them, they don't have letters, but they are designs. And it's from the very, very, very old tapestries that they took the designs. I did look for the other ones from the same line. When I bought it, they were available. I have only the touch and I finished the, which one? This is the touch. I finished, which one was it? The smell? No, not the smell. The taste. I finished the taste. So I was trying to get one of them I saw on eBay. I was trying to get it and it had a really high price, which I didn't thought it was fair. So I'll just stitch those two. I have enough to stitch. Prairie Schooler Christmas alphabet. I hand dyed the fabric myself, and I'm using some cold for fabrics and some shiny DMC fabrics. I don't know if they're like the red one is really shiny. It's on 32 count even weave. Zweigart base, I guess. I got it from Hobby Lobby. I rip dyed it. and I've been doing it really good, but after Christmas I put it aside and I didn't work on it, but I am gonna work this one. It's very pretty. I saw a long time ago Priscilla stitching with Housewives. She did it separately and she made a banner with letters. This one is the stock. All right, I'll just take it out. I have all this, not all of them. I have not stitched this, and I'm looking for this guy. Cardinal kin. And so far, let's see how much I've done. I am using my own hand-dyed floss. I done two girls, the baby and the mama, and I'm gonna do the red one, which is the biggest cardinal. I should put this aside too. I do want to work on it because it is the season. And I have at the same bag this one and this one. And I think I finished already and fully finished it rock stock. I don't have it with my whole collection, but I do have the rock stock too, which is the reindeers. That one I stitched on 14 count Aida or 16 count Aida. At that time, I don't know why, because I think the fabric color, I liked it. I have the Feliz Navidad Blackbird design. And I'm working with the 40 count platinum linen. When I first started this design, I was new to 40 count, so I did a little bit slow down and struggle, but since then I picked up, and the letters, each letter is one color, and I've been using my own hand-dyed floss. That also did not help, but so far I already finished the border. I just need some motifs. I need this part. So hardest part was this, which is done. I need this. Who knows, I might have the Feliz Navidad finished this year, hopefully. This is one of my earlier Blackbird designs that I started it, and since then I have started a couple of Blackbird designs, finished it, framed it, but this one has been around with me and I'm hoping I will finish that. Need to a little bit lighten my load over here. This year I started this one, Lizzie Kate, Good Marriage. I'm working with the 32 count lamb's wool linen, which is code 4, with the code 4 floss, and I just started it. Middle start. I don't know what was the occasion, or I didn't have anything else to do. I just started it. It's all words, so it should be easy. 32 count, 2 over 2. The thing is, chart doesn't say how many I need from the hand dyed, and I got one of each. For which one? Oh, okay. For this color, I got one, and I know it's not gonna be enough. So I need to order more for this color, which is cauldron. I think that's why I stopped, because I realized immediately that I'm running out of cauldron, but I have not ordered yet, which is this color. And it's very highly variegated floss. I cannot substitute it. The rest is okay. I think I'll be okay with rest of the floss, which are all called for. But the cauldron, I might even need 2 of them, not even 1, 2 of them. This one needs to be ordered, so I should put it aside so I can order the floss. I've been trying to also work on my kids. I have a whole bunch of kids, So this year I start a couple of kits. This is the summer one, summer montage, John Lynn. I froze. I started from here. So every time I pick up, my goal is to finish a whole block. So they're blocky. I wanted to get to corn, but there is no way I can this year. Just left it with the beautiful rose, which is the corner. Yeah, this is how it's gonna look. And it's the John Lynn floss. I'm not sure if it's DMC or Dimensions, but it's a John Lynn floss. I will leave it for the next year. I have finished summer stitching. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm gonna start my winter stitching, which is the second John Lynn. It's the winter montage. Again, I started the top block and I finished it. And so far I have this. Is it upside down? Yeah. No, it's correct. And I'm using the kit. I'm using 32 count country vintage mocha. The kit came with the white or off-white Ada 14 count. I'm using 32 count vintage country mocha, but I'm using their floss, and that's it, their floss. I was gonna say and something else, but they don't use anything else but the cotton floss and the pattern. This one is like, I'm not trying to finish it early. It's just like a travel stitch. It's Shepherd of the Weir 1790 Twin Peak Primitives. And I had a really old, not old, I had this Aida for a long time in my stash, 16 count. I just picked it up and I'm using this one. I don't have the name of, doesn't have name or anything. It's a hand-dyed Aida, 16 count. And called for floss. I think this is the only shepherd's bush I have in this pile, because I tried to put almost all my shepherd's bush with the fancy ladies, because there are people, I think. Now I have only one shepherd's bush from the other pile. Anyways, it's the baby bug ball. And I'm using called for floss shepherd's bush. It's a kit. I got it as a kit, so I have the silks. It comes like this, and it comes with the 32 count linen, but the only thing they ask is 1/2 on 32 count. There is enough floss. I could have done 2/2. I wish I did, but I started already 1/2, and so far I have this much. And the fabric is 32 count Belfast linen, light sand. This one is more spring summery. It's gonna go next year pile. I'm almost done. The one I have it for a long time, I've been working on and off, is Armenian Alphabet. It's a French company. This is the name of it. Any alphabet that you cannot find it, that are rare, they make it. But the patterns are not that easy to read. They overlap, like the one letter, like this letter is cut 4 ways. So I had to do a lot of counting for that. The letters are 39, but you stitch 36 letters. The other ones are blend of 2 lowercase letters, and you make 2 letters together and you make another letter. That's how it works. So even though it's 39 letters, we write down 36. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm working on 36 count raw flax linen. 2/2 with DMC, but I am adding blending filament graining just to give it the yellows, give a little bit of a shine. And those are the capital letters, those are the lowercase. They are really pretty, and this is the second time I'm stitching because I stitched one and I gifted to my friend. She's already framed it and looks beautiful the way she framed it. I'm gonna copy her. So I'm about 60% done. I have like, this is 1, 2, 3. I have 3 more lines, but 2 full lines and 1 half line. And over here, I want to put pomegranates because those are national fruits. Plum Street Sampler has a very good pomegranate pattern from the pomegranate Santa. I might just get it from there and put it here because I feel like this area needs something. I took out the church. It had a back stitch, the church entire background of the alphabet. But that was a lot of church with the background, so I took it out. Instead, I'm just gonna add some pomegranates. This I started 2017. So really one of the oldest designs that I have not stitched yet, that I have as a WIP. Rosewood Manor, Daydreaming of Sunflowers. I did start, this is a restart, not this year, but first I did with the called for floss and fabric, which was 32 count antique white linen, but it was really, really big. I wasn't that crazy about it. Here, I took it out and I restarted 40 count linen, extrude design, light hazelnut extrude design. I don't think I need the board. And let's see. When I'm stitching it, I like to finish everything in one corner, then move on. So everything here, including the back stitching, is done. And I move on. This is a summer stitch for me because of the sunflowers. Although sunflowers, I don't know, you can have sunflowers all the time, but in my head, it's more of a summer stitch. This one, I started 2020 when it came up. I'm slowly but surely stitching on it. Glendon Place, Until We Meet Again. And I'm working with 28 count Star Sapphire Joblin Even Weave. I think it's called for one. Yeah, actually it is, Star Sapphire. Amazing. I actually got exactly what was called for. And I'm working like this. Really beautiful memorial piece. And those are the beads. So I started from here and I'm working. This is a memorial piece for my mom. This is her favorite. This was her favorite flowers. And the poem is gonna go in the middle. Very beautiful poem. Really big project, but I'm committed to finish it. Look at this bead. Looks so nice, 3D look. So this one is a 2020 start. I'm not pressuring myself to finish it, but would be nice to have it finished and framed. Called for DMC Plus. And I'm not going to show all the patterns, but from this collection, Little House Needleworks, Farmhouse Christmas. I have all of them. And I've been stitching on 25 count even weave, oatmeal from Fab Quarter Shop. I am doing it 1/1 with the called for floss. Super tiny, super. So that slows me down, but look, this is my hand size. This how small it is. And it's the call for green. I think I'm not that crazy about it, but since I bought the kit like this, I'm not gonna change it. But the green, I wish I darkened it. Other than that, it comes with the frame. Last time I've been working in this one, then I stopped. I do want to pick up and do it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, and a border. Yeah, so Little House Needleworks. I do have the autumn one too, but I don't want to start the autumn one also because right now I have the Early Americans. I have this one. I have the Kringles from Little House Needleworks. For me to start the autumn one will be too many Little House Needlework patterns. This is my coffee bag, and I'm working on this one. Well, this is the WIP only, but I do have the other coffees with kitted up with the fabrics and stuff. Plus, this is the Say Coffee, and coffee saves lives. Hey, in a few minutes, I'm recording. Okay. Coffee first, but this one is not the heartstring samplery, but I put it with all the coffees. And this is what I have so far. So long-term project, but will be nice. And this is the smallest one from them all, so hopefully I can finish it. This one I might abandon, only one, not because of the design, but because of the fabric choice. The Prairie Schooler Evergreen. I was doing color conversion, so I had a very pretty color fabric, but it's 28 count witched, and it's not really, it's very loose fabric. I do love the color, I do love how the design looks, but stitching on it is not pleasurable. I might just finish this and call it a day because I'm doing conversion again. Blue, I don't know, I'm obsessed with blues right now, Christmas and blues. And the fabric has some variegation. It's really loose weave. And every time I'm thinking, oh, I should pick up and just finish it, then I am like, I'd rather do something else. But the stitches are okay, they don't look bad. Stitching part is 2 over 228 count. Stitching part is a little bit, how I say, not enjoyable. Not as enjoyable as I say, like these ones. This is just none. Motif Mystique. Reminds me of the Wolverine's Mystique. Just reminded me of the character from the X-Men. I'm working on 32 count flax Belfast linen. I got it from the Hobby Lobby. And I do feel like it's a spring project. Has tons of specialty stitches, and it comes with the 2 big packs, this one and this one. I have to add it on the stitches as I go. So far I've done the beads. I do add the beads as I go. It's very pretty, so it's this spring maybe. I have started other just nuns and finished it, but for some reason I'm slowing down on this one. It's one of the bigger ones. Usually just nun is not that big. This one is big. But I do want to finish it. It's gonna be gorgeous. Oh yeah, this one I decided to stitch everything in the book. I already have finished this design. My very first video I did show it. Right now I have works in progress, this one. I have work in progress, this one. I'm trying not to show the patterns. So I have it all cut and stuff. It's 40 count. I'm working with 40 count platinum linen Zweigart base. It's not hand dyed. For the biggest one, Christmas garden. And I am brightening up the colors because called for colors were too soft for me and I wanted more Christmas colors. So I brightened them up. It uses 4 colors. This design is using 4 colors. It's beautiful. I finished one of the stockings, 40 count. I started it, this one. I just measure it so I have enough fabric. And I have pre-cut 3 more stockings. This is a long-term project, but I have the floss until I'm finished all the projects from this book that I'm happy with. They're gonna stay together until the end. It is Christmas, so I might work on Christmas garden. This one is Owl Forest embroidery. I don't have the cover page. It's a free pattern. I got it 2019 probably because I was able to get the floss, magnets, and stitch along. I did do quite a bit, but then stitch along is finished and I'm still stitching. I'll show it. It's their, oh, I know why. I wish I done it on 40 count. I did on 28 count vintage country mocha. And I feel like it's too big, but I'm gonna finish it. Like the floss has a beautiful variegation. It's still available. This is the size. It's still available on their website. It's free. You can just download and stitch with the DMC. They do give the DMC alternatives, and also there is another floss conversion. It's like a gothic kind of floss. You only use 4 different colors. At that time when I downloaded it, they didn't have that option, but later on they added the 4 goth color DMC look, which I thought it was beautiful. I wish I would have done it if I seen that one, but I started this, so I'm gonna finish with this. This has been in my collection for a long time, and I started a long time, so I should finish it. It's Christmas strawberries. I think I don't know how to do strawberries, that's why I'm stalling on it. But, all right, let's put it in. Let's do it. Strawberry one finished. It's on 28 or 32 count Belfast, and 32 count even weave. Strawberry 2, strawberry 3, oh, and strawberry 4. The pattern has 6 strawberries, so I do need 2 more strawberries, and then I have to watch some videos, or it has an instruction, so I have to figure out how to finish into strawberries because they're very pretty and they don't need to be framed. I just need to do the strawberry and that's it. And the last but not least one, the Farms of Hagran Hollow. And I should put it this way. I am doing some conversion, like it says Hagran Hollow Farm. I'm gonna write down Underwood Family Farms. There's 2 farms, one is in Moore Park, one is in Camarillo, and so I wanna put that. And I wanna put some names, change it up. But for this year, I just put the borders, which I'm really happy. Oh, I should say it's 40 count platinum linen. And I just gridded it. This is gonna be the size. And started from here. And the first one, it says to be Underwood Family Farm, so I have to figure out how to put Underwood Family Farm so I can finish the block and move on. But I have a start, which is really good. I think that's all of my samplers and others. I'm gonna finish it. Thank you guys for hanging in there and watching. Please like and subscribe if you like, and hopefully I will do another one. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this now or in a week, so I don't want to drive people crazy and have a video every day. That's it. First half of my WIPs, which were everything else besides Fancy Ladies, is done. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, liking. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye guys.